Now to Little Women, brand new take on this. Greta Gerwig, she's written a brand new adaptation and she's directed it and she's got a cast together which is pretty fabulous, it has to be said.
I feel like a carnival barker when I talk about why you should go see the film, but truly it will make you laugh, it will make you cry, it will make you want to crawl inside and live in the screen with the characters. It's something I remember I said to all the people I made the film with, the costume designer, the DOP, the cinematographer, the production designer. I said, I want audiences to want to both live inside the movie and to eat it. I wanted it to be totally tactile. And I think, for me, I have a lot of great memories of going to movies on Christmas, and I wanted to give people a gift of something in the holiday season that was like a present they got to open at the movie theater.
I think if you end up wanting to live in a film that you're seeing, it's probably had quite a nice effect on you.
That's what I think. That's what I think. I've always, I don't know, that's my favorite thing, to go to the movie theater and want to be part of it.
Yeah. And so the people who own the house in Lady Bird, can they give any advice to the people who own the houses in this film about walking tours and about inviting the public in? And where are those houses?
Okay, well, so the houses in Little Women, we shot on location in Concord, Massachusetts, which is where the book was written. It's where the book takes place. And we really brought the whole operation there, and it was really exciting because it's a small town, but a beautiful town. And I think, honestly, they're ready for hordes of visitors because it's already all historical preservation for them. There are all these different writers who lived there and luminaries who live there, so they're ready for it to happen. But I don't know, what should I say about? I would say, I think you should build decoy houses in front of the real houses so that people get distracted by the decoy house and they never really find.
Yeah, that'll do them. They'll be fine because they'll be on a schedule.
Yes,
There's 1, 2, 3 photos and they'll be moving on.
They'll be like, it looks good enough. Just take a picture. It's fine.
That'll be fine, won't it?
But it was fun because it was all these, Meryl Streep and Laura Dern and Timothy Chalamet and Saoirse Ronan, all these people descending upon this town. And then so every day we'd all be eating at the restaurants. We were right there, like everyone. Suddenly the entire fall was the story of this movie being in this town.
And so one of the takeaways from a great movie is we want to go and live there. Another one, I think, is when the soundtrack is up for a Golden Globe, as it already is, and maybe therefore up for an Academy Award in a breath's time. But you haven't noticed it because you're so engrossed in the movie. And one of the reasons for that is because the music and the soundtrack has seduced you into that world as well.
Yes.
I didn't notice the soundtrack because I was so taken with what was going on anyway. The whole I was immersed, as you say.
Yes.
So I can't remember the soundtrack. Is that right?
It's the most beautiful soundtrack. I always thought of this movie as being almost like a musical where no one is singing. That it just sort of envelops you. And I knew the composer Alexandre Desplat, who's won. I think he's won 50 Oscars. He seems to win an Oscar every single year. So
either he or Hans Zimmerman, it would be, wouldn't it?
It's him and
Is it like 50 all or something?
Yeah, him, Hans Zimmer are in a cage match somewhere. No, they're both just extraordinary musicians, and he worked with me. I knew he was writing the music from the beginning, and he wrote me 90 minutes of music, which is a ton of music.
It is a ton of, and it's got to be good, and it's fantastic. You are squatting down. And you're looking at Meryl Streep, and you got your director's garb on, you got your cap on and your headphones, and you're looking at Meryl Streep in the eye, and you're saying something to her. What might that have been?
Probably I'm just like kneeling in front of her and saying, "You're brilliant. Don't change. Don't do anything." No, I actually didn't. I did give Meryl Streep some direction, but then we did a Q&A when we were in Los Angeles when we were starting to show the film, and somebody asked, to her, what makes you like Greta as a director? And she says, she lets me do what I want. And I was like, oh, that's good.
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show with Sky.